The other aspect of this curriculum and course design is human resource training and transfer, and this is what I talk about as my second link. In fact, training has existed, but its implementation needs to change. In the current education system, there exists a big gap in what is being taught to the students and what is expected by industry. What happens? This leads to reduced employability and eventually unemployment. Vice versa, many industry practitioners over a period of time tend to lose grip on the concepts and new technologies, and hence their efficiency is deteriorating. A formal orientation is required for both the academicians and industry practitioners for transfer of useful knowledge. How do you do this? In this world of fast changing technologies, it is possible that a teacher has completed his or her training and college education without learning the current prevalent new techniques or technologies. It happens in my field, computers, like every other day you get up and a new technology coming in. I never learned that technology in my college days, but I have to. When this happens, the knowledge of the teacher becomes mundane and does not adequately incorporate new techniques and technology that must be required by industry. Training of teachers must be done as an organized activity focused on specific skill set in sync with the expertise of the teacher. I am good into, let us say, in my subject we have something called programming. So, if I am good into web based programming, let us form an association. Let me get trained into what is the need of the industry with regard to web designing as of current day. This will equip the teacher with the information to improve and enhance the performance of their students, enabling them to meet their career goals. Rather, their career goal and industry goals should go hand in hand. So, if they are in sync, forget about unemployment, forget about no placements, they will eventually happen. Secondly, industrial training is another aspect which bridges the gap in academic curriculum and in the industry. It helps the teachers in motivating the students to learn new technology, stay updated with market demand, making them aware of new developments and technologies. Hence, a formal orientation is required for both the academicians and industry practitioners for transfer of useful knowledge. Taking a step forward, industry practitioners may also be engaged to teach at the university, contrary to the traditional mode of recruiting instructors through guest faculty mode. Now, this is very common. We have a visiting faculty coming here, giving a lecture for an hour and going back. This will not work. You need complete involvement. This is to ensure that these practitioners impart their knowledge on the skills required by the industry into their teaching. Now, companies should look upon this thing as their investment, because what you are investing here is saving in terms of your HR, in your human resource. As stated earlier, this training is a two-way process. It may be noted that knowledge on pedagogy is important for educator. A combination of the industry experience along with pedagogical and content knowledge can make practitioners better lecturers, because they will know the need of both academia and industry. Thus, pedagogical training needs to be planned and implemented by academicians for industry practitioners. So, this give and take, and it is rather a win-win situation for both industry and academia. So, this form of mutual training or complementary training should be an integral part of any industry academia interface. The other aspect or the next link that is very important is academic entrepreneurship. Academic practitioners, they have ample access to research content and have expertise and liberty to experiment and research, coupled with a student force. This joins hand and brains. Teachers can motivate their students into undertaking new projects which will have proper input from industry. Imagine a situation, demand of the industry or something happening or troubling the industry coming to a teacher telling them that this is our problem, a teacher going to the students and saying, okay, I have a challenge for you, let us bring a solution to this. With such sort of a proper input from industry, imagine what will happen. With this fruitful research direction, the identification of research gaps becomes easy, since that feedback is obtained from industry. In such an ecosystem, inventing new technologies, techniques, practices and services becomes very easy. I have taken many terms here. I am even including services as a part of it, because service sector is making a huge change. IT has brought the difference. We talk about Ola and Uber, they are the largest taxi operators in the world. They do not own even a single taxi. The idea is about a service model that you have designed coupled with technology. So, services are again very important. A focus on producing new patents and putting them into commercial use through industry can give huge boost to the nation's intellectual capital and business capabilities. This partnership is beneficial to all, including teachers, students, industry. Industry gets a solution, students get the exposure, teacher a satisfaction, yes, I am doing what I am supposed to, imparting knowledge. Another very important collaboration between industry and academia is in the form of research partnerships and research services. So, if you look at my model, the next very important link is research partnerships and research services between academic institutions and industry. One of the most important link which I am talking about between academia and industry is engaging with external industry partners for research. Academic institutions must establish centers for research services which can help teachers pair up with industry partners. Now, here I have proposed something new, a research services sort of a thing in an academic institution. So, I might have a new department, I might have a cell in the institution, academic institution, which should be named as research services or which can be named as research services. It acts as a link between the industry as well as the teachers. These centers, they can help in the identification, development and management of relationships with external partners from industry. So, I have said identification, this is their role, going to the industry, talking to them, what problems you are facing, go to the local industry, talk to them. They must be having some or the other issue which is hampering their production, maybe their efficiency or maybe not letting them meet their targets. Everybody has problems. Go and talk to them, give them a ear that yes, tell us what problems you are facing. Come to your strength, your academic partners, teachers, ask them to develop a solution to them and do the management part of this relationship, because ultimately it has to be nurtured, it has to be given time to. So, how to do that? This would be the role of the research services. Undertaking new projects again sounds simple, but the problem is that it has to be done in a systematic manner. An industry partner should be a close stakeholder with a keen and vested interest in using the finding and output of a project to achieve specific outcomes related to their organizational strategy. Industry partner associated research projects usually have some specific characteristics. Let us discuss those characteristics, so that will give us better insight. So, instead of a rush into going this sort of association, because it sounds very lucrative, we need to understand the characteristics first. The research project focus and the proposal are collaboratively developed between the researcher and the partner, including the key terms such as budgets, milestones and deliverables. There is difference in working of a industry practitioner and an academician. If I have a project My focus is mainly on fulfilling the formalities, that these are the required checkpoints which I need to fulfill, and budget should be in this format, and these milestones are to be reported, and most of these things are done for the sake of doing rather than having a specific logic behind it. Industry people, they are very objective. Every process you talk about, every documentation you talk about, they will question about the need of it. So, you need to understand their viewpoint. So, before you rush into a research collaboration with industry people, make sure that you are comfortable working with their style, or rather they are comfortable working with your style. The partner funder usually contributes cash and in kind, especially the time of their personnel. So, what industry is giving you is cash or kind. What they are expecting is a solution, and wherever some monies are involved, expectations are high. Academic research many a times ends with a finding which might not be converted into a commercial product. Is your partner ready for that? Make this understanding pretty clear before you go into an association. The decision criteria, review and approval process for proposals can be very minimal and quick, but can also be drawn out by partners changing organizational priorities. This is how industries function. Such partnerships keep the industry interested into academics and paves ways for much needed research funding, exposure to students and academicians, and future insights. So, this is something that we should look upon. Research services, a department or a cell for research services, or collaborations which lead to some fruitful research. I will talk more about it. These collaborations are important because they are gaining everybody, students getting employed, getting absorbed in the industry, contributing to the growth of the industry, innovating, bringing new insights. You are not talking about placements anymore, because you are already placed, you are already working with the industry. Go and deliver. Industry is giving you a chance to showcase your talent to them. What better opportunity can a student have than this? Although I am using the term research, please do not get confused with this term with respect to PhDs and everything. Research is nothing but identifying solutions to problem, or rather even identifying a problem is a research. If you see something not happening as desired, look into it, what is making it not function that way, what is wrong in it, this is research. So, if a simple engineering graduate or a management graduate going into the industry or looking at a real world situation, analyzing it and trying to find problems in that, that is research. So, if I say research collaboration, do not take it as a collaboration with PhD students or somebody who have taken research as their profession. No, I am talking about simple students, who are keen on earning their bread and butter by contributing to the industry.